Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 20, Conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. Text number 35 onwards. Yava kachitvam abale drishtya sandarshanam tava utsuno shikshna mananam kanduk kridaya manaha. Whosoever you may be, O beautiful girl. So if you remember, the demons who took the twilight as a body of a beautiful girl, so they are after this girl and talking to her. Whosoever you may be, O beautiful girl, be fortunate in being able to see you. While playing with the ball, you have agitated the minds of all onlookers. Demons arrange many kinds of performances to see the glaring beauty of a beautiful woman. Here it is stated that they saw the girl playing with the ball. Sometimes the demoniac arrange for so-called sports like tennis with the opposite sex. The purpose of such sporting is to see the bodily construction of the beautiful girl and enjoy a subtle sex mentality. This demoniac sex mentality of material enjoyment is sometimes encouraged by so-called yogis who encourage the public to enjoy sex life in different varieties, and at the same time advertise that if one meditates on a certain manufactured mantra, one can become God within 6 months. The public wants to be cheated, and Krishna therefore creates such cheaters to misrepresent and delude. So very nicely, Prabhupada is putting in words that people, they want to enjoy a subtle sex. They have this subtle sex mentality, and then that's why they arrange this sporting events for girls, so they can just look and vicariously secondhand they think of enjoying that. It is true. It is very much true. And that is why in all these sports you will see they'll make sure that the girls who are playing they wear minimum clothes. This is the mentality. The public wants to be cheated and Krishna therefore. And then Prabhupada says they're so-called yogis. They also they advertise this that you can encourage a sex life, but also come to my ashram, meditate for 6 months, and you'll become God. How is it possible? Yoga, Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita over and over again. Yoga or the yogi should have full control of his mind and the senses. First, that's a very basic instruction. So how can you enjoy unrestricted sex life and then become God within 6 months by doing some sitting postures? And this is what Prabhupada said. The public wants to be cheated, and Krishna therefore creates such cheaters to misrepresent and delude. These so-called yogis are actually enjoyers of the world, garbed as yogis. Bhagavad Gita, however, recommends that if one wants to enjoy life, then it cannot be with these gross senses. A patient is advised by the experienced physician to refrain from ordinary enjoyment while in the disease. Similarly, our material condition is a diseased condition. If one wants to enjoy real sense enjoyment, then one must get free from the entanglement of material existence. So our material life is like a diseased life. Just like if a person is sick, if he suppose has fever, high fever, he is vomiting, he has body aches, he has different kind of ailments, then he cannot even enjoy material life. He cannot enjoy eating properly. He cannot enjoy sleeping. He cannot enjoy any physical relationship. He cannot enjoy anything. So, like Prabhupada says, the doctor first advises him, get okay, first take the medicine, do your whatever restrictions you have to, and then you get okay, then you can enjoy. But Prabhupada even goes further. He says the material life is sick life, is a diseased condition. Diseased in the sense we are we can first of all we cannot enjoy fully, and we're trying to enjoy this body which we are not actually. And these senses, with these senses, how much one can enjoy anyway. Actually, the whole body is meant to give us trouble, meant to give us anxieties. It's dukhalyam. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this is dukhalyam. So how can we enjoy in the place of misery? We can't. Even if we become like an ostrich, what he does is when he sees some trouble coming towards him, some animal coming to eat him, he puts his head down in the sand and thinks the animal is gone. The animal is not gone. Death is not gone. It's right there. So even if we think we can enjoy not thinking about death, but that death is coming. Adidevik, Adibhotik, Adhyatmik Klesh are coming. So in this diseased condition, how can somebody enjoy? So if we really want to enjoy, then we have to get back to the spiritual world, because that is where our real enjoyment is. In spiritual life, we can enjoy sense enjoyment which has no end. The difference between material and spiritual enjoyment is that material enjoyment is limited. Even if a man engages in material sex enjoyment, he cannot enjoy it for long. But when the sex enjoyment is given up, then one can enter spiritual life, which is unending. It's so simple, so easy. In Bhagavatam, it is stated that Brahm Saukhyam Anantam, spiritual happiness is Ananta, unending. Foolish creatures are enamored by the beauty of matter and think that the enjoyment it offers is real, but actually that is not real enjoyment. First of all, it's not real, and then it is very little, whatever it is. So what enjoyment we are talking? Nothing. That is why knowledge is very, very important for us to understand. Naikatrate jayati shalini padmam grinantya muhu kartalen tat patat pataram madhyam vishidati prihatstan bharabhitam shandev drishtirmala sushikha samuha. Oh, beautiful woman, when you strike the bouncing ball against the ground with your hand and again, your lotus feet do not stay in one place. And probably they were looking at this girl, and the girl was playing basketball because she was striking the ground with the ball again and again. Oppressed by the weight of your full grown breast, your waist has become fatigued, and your clear vision grows dull, as it were. Pray, braid your comely hair. This Bhagavatam is amazing. This is Shukdev Goswami is speaking, or Sud Goswami is speaking, and with so much of details. The demons observed beautiful gestures in the woman's every step. Here they praise her full-grown breast, her scattered hair, and her movement in stepping forward and backward while playing with the ball. In every step, they enjoy her womanly beauty, and while they enjoy her beauty, their minds become agitated by sex desire. As moths at night surround a fire and are killed, so the demons become victims of the movements of the ball like breasts of a beautiful woman. The scattered hair of a beautiful woman also afflicts the heart of a lusty demon. That's that is demoniac, really, really. I mean, it's mentioned in very detail, but this is what the demons think. Iti sayantanim sandhyam asura pramadayitim pralobhayantim jagruhur matva mudhiya striyam. The asuras, clouded in their understanding, took the evening twilight to be a beautiful woman, showing herself in her alluring form, and they seized her. The asuras are described here as mudhiya, meaning that they're captivated by ignorance, just like an ass. The demons were captivated by the false, glaring beauty of this material form, and thus they embraced her. And this is that's all. They're just happy doing that. They're happy even thinking like that, and they're happy talking to a beautiful woman like that. And that's it. This is the level of enjoyment. And this is how. And the problem is because this Kali Yuga material world is full of these kind of asuras. Full. 99.99% population is like this. So when they create anything like movies or the serials or the advertisements or basically anything we can think of, it's it's just there to to encourage or titillate our base desires, and just to sell their products so they can make more and more money. For example, in the movies, they definitely keep some lusty scenes, some scenes like this and that. They have to show the body of a woman and in such a way that people just throng to the cinema halls just to see that. And people who are coming to the cinema halls to see this kind of scene or hear the dialogues or some, what kind of mentality they would have when they're coming in and when they're going out, and what kind of consciousness they will develop. Obviously not very good. And then what kind of activities they'll be engaged in. Obviously not they won't be coming into the temple to chant. So this is what is happening. And so much so that the parents have so much of peer pressure from the kids. Kids have the peer pressure, so they also demand. Their parents also, because their society or their company is like that. Just like one devotee family, I won't say where, they came to me some years ago, and they had a daughter, teenage daughter, and the mother was very much interested in the daughter wearing mini skirt, and the father was dead against it. And so this was a point of argument and fighting in the house. And obviously the girl wanted to wear because her mother wears it. So somehow the case came to me. I don't know why. I'm nowhere in any way qualified to handle these kind of situations. But anyway, they both asked me. And the mother was saying, "Oh, it's so much of pressure is there, and my daughter, how she will develop confidence if she doesn't wear these kind of clothes because all her friends wear these kind of clothes." It's a difficult situation for me, and I myself couldn't understand how can somebody develop confidence by wearing little clothes? How can a girl develop confidence? Confidence means she should be confident or bold enough, even if she is wearing. I'm not saying one should wear burqa, but um, even if she is covering her whole body, her confidence level should be high from inside. The confidence comes from inside, not by not wearing clothes. And I wanted to tell that Mataji, what do you think if your girl is, teenage girl, is wearing very little clothes? What kind of eyes, what kind of mentality she is going to be attracting from men all over? And if that kind of mentality, with that kind of mentality, when men are looking at her, and the energy they would be sending to her, how is in the world she's going to develop any confidence? For me, it was like beyond my thinking capacity. And here it is clearly said, asuras, this asuras will be engaged in subtle sex enjoyment with this kind of women dressed like that. And the other way around also. I'm not saying it's one way. If men are dressed like that, then the women looking at them would be enjoying subtle sex pleasure. So what kind of energy they would be sending, and what kind of energy the person who's not wearing proper clothes, energy she will be getting. And so that energy, when the constant energy is coming from all sides, what kind of mentality or consciousness the girl would have? And this is what Prabhupada says at what place, that many years ago, even he was in Bombay, there was a street sweeper woman. She would be street sweeping the streets, but she would always have her head covered, and um, she would get respect from all the walkers by also, people who were walking by. They would respect that woman because she had her head covered. But these things are long gone now, and the movie industry and the TV industry, advertisement industry has become the men or women both, but especially women. They made the women just like sex and play dolls. That's all. And, and what kind of society we're gonna get after this? And of course, men are there to take advantage of women like this. Women are not gonna get respect from this. They're only gonna get exploited. Nowadays, even marriage has become optional. Live-in relationships are very, very, very much in fashion now. And pregnancy is completely out of question. No pregnancy, nobody wants to have kids. And so many other things. The whole, in America, the whole women liberation movement, it happened um, during, either after Second World War, and America had gone through so many wars. So men would be at the war fighting, but there are some men, many men behind, left behind. And so they wanted to enjoy these women of the military people who are left behind. So now how to do that? Somehow they had to get the women out on the streets. So women liberation movement was started. So women should be given equal rights and equal powers. Equal right and equal power. I mean, why? They should be given more rights and more power. And their right is the right to security, financial, emotional, physical, spiritual security. That is a right. And man is supposed to give that. Not that the right, my right is I can go and take up a job somewhere. Well, if you want to, if the need is there, one should. But not that this is by taking up a job, I become equal to men. No. Where does it say? But at the same time, exploitation is there. So yes, that makes the ladies go out and take up jobs and they think they're equal to men, but they're not equal to men. They're better than men. So what happened in the process? So women became um, so-called independent, but they became unsecured. And when they are unsecured, and this is what Arjun's dilemma was, one was a dilemma, a confusions in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where they said, and he says, Varna Sankar will be there, unwanted progeny, when the women of the society become polluted because they're not protected. And when there's unwanted progeny, then the Shraddha Kriya will stop and the social activities for social benefit will stop. Everything will go topsy-turvy. And this is exactly what is happening. Varna Sankar is a big time problem. In Western countries, they don't even know what Varna Sankar is. But from Vedic perspective, we have to understand. And then one thing leads to another, and then another leads to another, another leads to another, and ultimately the whole society will go to hell. So basically, this is because of this demoniac mentality people who are out there and they are like everywhere just to take advantage of unprotected women. They are out there, so many of them. And what kind of advantage also, that also we can understand. What? Momentarily pleasure. And that too not even best of the pleasures. But this is the mentality of people in Kali Yuga. So one has to be very careful, very, very careful. रहस्य भाव गंभीरम जिगरन्ति आत्मनात्मना कांत्य ससर्ज भगवान गंधर्वाप्सरसाम गणान. With a laugh full of deep significance, the worshipful Brahma then evolved by his own loveliness, which seemed to enjoy itself by itself, the hosts of Gandharvas and Apsaras. The musicians in the upper planetary systems are called Gandharvas, and the dancing girls are called Apsaras. After being attacked by the demons and evolving a form of a beautiful woman in the twilight, Brahma next created Gandharvas and Apsaras. Music and dancing employed in sense gratification are to be accepted as demoniac, but the same music and dancing, when employed in glorifying the Supreme Lord as Kirtan, are transcendental, and they bring about a life completely fit for spiritual enjoyment. So the music is there, dancing is there by the Gandharvas and Apsaras, but if it is done for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, for glorifying the Supreme Lord, then it becomes transcendental. So the music is there, and the Apsaras are many times more beautiful than the girls of this planet. But even in heavenly planets, we find demigods also, although they are mostly in the mode of goodness, but sometimes they also fall prey to the mode of passion. And many things have happened in the heavenly planets also. But since they are all devotees, so Krishna somehow makes arrangement that uh, that becomes a part of his pastime. So many stories are there. But the demoniac or the asuric mentality is what one has to be very careful of. So I'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sometimes from the people in this material world, we hear some criticisms against devotees. Like they say, you devotees all the time talk about sex enjoyment, and your scriptures are also having those references, and then you discuss, go deeper and deeper, and you have no sense that you discuss this so openly. These are something to be kept secret. So this way they criticize us. Like one person criticized my Guru Maharaj, saying that your Guru Maharaj is a sex monger. So in every class he is talking about this only, and such things. So definitely devotees are not fully liberated. They are discussing about this topic in a effort to overcome this enjoyment propensity. But this is often misunderstood and taken advantage of by demonic men. So they advertise that, see, they are devotees, but they are all the time thinking about it. So these things are kept to be kept subtle and not to be discussed so openly. This is one very popular criticism that I hear from non-devotees. How to handle it and how to draw a line where they are not feeling so uncomfortable.
But when we discuss glories of the holy name, glories of bhakti, then why don't they pay attention and get influenced by that?
Yeah, that is totally ignored.
Because their mentality is towards this. No? So that's why they only hear. They have this selective hearing. They only
True,
hear
true.
these topics. So this topic came in Bhagavatam. That's why we are discussing. Otherwise, we won't discuss. When we were discussing the prayers of by Brahmaji towards Lord Varahadev and all other topics, then nobody bothers to say anything because they would be sleeping through those classes.
Very true, Prabhu. Same thing, my Guru Maharaj, mainly he actually answers questions. And there are so many people who are joining his course new, and they are joining the class. And they have this, the main trouble with them is they find it very difficult to follow this regulatory principle. So they ask questions, and he explains to them how it is to be. But then sometimes the people are, they are focused on this topic. They are not seeing that this is like a doctor trying to cure a patient, and during the course of his investigation he has to ask some questions and some answers he has to give. So it is only for helping the other person overcome this mentality, but that is not being appreciated by them, but that is taken as a, point of criticizing.
That's
They don't
that
listen. Yeah, when
we will get criticized for everything anyway. So don't worry. Even Krishna got criticized. Chaitanya
when we are
Mahaprabhu got
talking about the
criticized.
holy names, or when we are discussing about these topics whole day, they don't pay any attention.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes in a day when we discuss this topic, they take it as a good opportunity to criticize.
And
Yeah.
if we same verses, you just think of Krishna enjoying his pastimes with Radharani and gopis. Beautiful women. Nobody can be more beautiful than Radharani. And Krishna looking at her. You just put them in the center. Same verses. Then it becomes transcendental. Krishna can enjoy. And he does
True, very
enjoy.
true.
He does enjoy. It's not that he doesn't enjoy. He does enjoy. He has so many gopis.
Very
So,
true.
so the thing is, this is ultimately source of everything is Krishna. It is coming from Krishna. We make it a very perverted way. That's the
Perverted.
problem.
Yeah. True,
That's where the
true.
problem is.
People simply cannot. We cannot simply, may see it in a very pure way.
Yeah. And in this canto, only third canto, we will read about Mother Devhuti. And Mother Devhuti, when she was not married to Kardamuni, she was daughter of the Swayambhuva Manu, and she would be playing with this. You put the same things. A ball. She's playing on the roof of her palace. So palace was multi-storied palace, and she's playing with the ball on the roof of the palace, and demigods are watching her, and they're falling from their airplanes, looking at her beauty. So, so demigods can fall down, but we can't even imagine the beauty of Mother Devhuti then. And she is also playing with the ball. We'll read that. And she's mother of Lord Kapil Dev.
Yes, I think I read that. Yeah.
So it's whatever we want to read or how we want to get it to us. Can do anything.
There is something for everybody in Bhagavatam.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
One thing, like in India, most of the institutes they have their formal dresses as a sari. But in IT, when you wear sari, people look you as in you have dressed up something special day or some special occasion. So, in fact, I'm going to have one meeting with the higher management. So I'm also very much, I like wearing sari, but I'm also very much, and suspicious whether I should wear it or not. Like people are mostly in IT world wear jeans, tops. I don't understand how does this dressing makes our sense to be more technical or to be more IT oriented. So please help
It's
me.
just a perception. It's just a perception. That's all it is. And jeans, I mean, if you really analyze the cloth, it's completely in mode of ignorance because you wash it after a long time. You keep on wearing it and wash it after maybe month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. It's in ignorance. But it started off from Western world for the people who are working in the factories, and now it has become a fashion trend all over. Now, not just the jeans; it's just a torn up jeans like rags. It has become the fashion. What to do?
True, Prabhuji. Should we try to avoid this and should we try to wear sari more often in offices or like that? Even though it will
Uh,
make us an.
Mata, whatever is practical, utility is a principle. Whatever is
Yes,
practical,
yes,
just
yes.
do that.
Got it, got it, got it. Thank you so much.
Now,
Yes.
if you want, I'll say you wear sari and put cover your head when you go to office. That won't be practical. So why say that?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yes,
Thank
I
you.
got my answer. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Any other questions or comments? So I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you
Hare
very much.
Krishna.
Oh, Hare